So Collision was on Saturday night. I don't know if I'm uploading this on the Monday or the Sunday yet, so bear with me. I've had a busy Sunday, so either way, it was last night for me. Pretty good Collision, some good-ass matches, a lot of development too. I enjoyed this Collision. I thought it was a great Collision. Let's talk about it, because there's stuff to talk about. So the show actually opened up with the Conglomeration backstage. Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Basically, Roddy got a new shirt, he's happy, and they're basically rearing up ready to go for their match. But then FTR interrupts them and goes, basically, what are you guys doing? Get out of our way. We want that title. We want to get out there and cut our promo. So the show actually technically opens up with them going out to cut their promo and replying to Copeland's request against them having a match against him and Christian again for the tag titles. But obviously with the stipulation that Edge and Christian will retire as a team if they don't win. And they basically accept, but they add the extra stipulation of it being an I quit, which was pretty cool. I do enjoy that. So that was basically it. You know, they get basic heat seek, as you expect, with Stokely alone. And so they're walking back, and the Conglomeration make their entrance. And then when that happens, they basically push into each other, and there's a bit of a scuffle there, you know, which is, you know, always entertaining. They must be building something with those guys. Hopefully they kind of do like a little, you know, Conglomeration Copeland team up. That could be fun. Obviously with Kyle O'Reilly having that connection, that could be really cool, actually. But after that, we do get our actual first match of the night, which is the Trios Championship match between the Conglomeration. This is the Don Callis Family, of which their combination this time was Lance Archer wrestling, which was pretty cool, Andrade, and Hechicero. This match was fun, pure fun. They're just non-stop, as you expect from these guys. Andrade and Cassidy here are hilarious. Hechicero's just a fucking man. Roddy hot tags great, him using Cassidy as a weapon. Lance Archer gets a good few minutes, obviously being the vocal point of being the largest. I really enjoyed how him and Kyle and Roddy had to team up to take him down, using their tag expertise. I've always liked Kyle and Roddy as a tag. I think they've always been excellent. Obviously, Andrade is the main takeaway for me, because I love Andrade. I think he's excellent. So what he does in the match, him and Cassidy have the little things off, and obviously Andrade's teasing, you know, the pants off stuff. And then because Cassidy's like going, no, you know, stuff like that. And then he rips the belt off. And then he rips his pants off, and Andrade's like, what the hell? Because Andrade rips his shirt off. So then Andrade's walking around, you know, outside of the ring after taking Cassidy out, and sees the Andrade and the hose. It's a spot that we get every time with an Andrade match. He does that, and then basically gets attacked. That was pretty funny. Because the girl has to take it off him, because she has to take a selfie. It was a weird one, this one. I liked how in the match as well, Cassidy's really funny here. I think that's what he's really good here, in the sense of, like, it sounds stupid. I like how, like, Lance Archer does obviously his choke slam, and then he's doing it both on Kyle and Roddy, and then Cassidy goes up and does like his fake, like, you know, thing to try and do it. But it was a fun match, honestly. It was full of little moments like that. But the wrestler, obviously, as you expect, with just Hechicero being in the match, is technically great too. Obviously, Conglomeration do get the win, which was pretty cool. They do their whole high five. And that was honestly, it was a really fun Dynamite match to open with. I thought they could have opened up with the 10-man to kind of, you know, blow it out the water straight away. But honestly, I think this was the better call. The Conglomeration are definitely a lot of fun. I wonder where they're going with it. I feel like we would have teased a bit more going forward. But I don't know. I feel like the matches they're putting on, these three especially, have a great dynamic against Don Callis Family. You've got endless combinations. It works. This was really fun. Great way to open the show. Really enjoyed this. So after this, we actually found out in possibly one of the best promo segments I've seen in years, is when Ospreay is, what happened with Ospreay with the Death Riders. Now, it shows basically a vignette where the Death Riders are carrying Ospreay backstage, put him on a chair because he's still out cold, and then they throw water on him, and then it's all the Death Riders standing beside Moxley sitting down, and he basically talks to Ospreay, and it's really chilling how Moxley said. I could not even paraphrase it. It's excellent. Honestly, it'll be on YouTube. You gotta watch it. Excellent promo, very cinematic. And basically Moxley is basically saying, look, what do you want to do? Like, after he clears the Death Riders off, says, look, we can make you into the most. If you want to have a shot at this gold, like you've said, we can help you. We can take you there. We can make you an unstoppable killer, essentially. But if you just want to have revenge on me, and then this is when he shuns them away, the rest of the Death Riders, he just gives Ospreay a chair, and then he's lying on the floor like that with his back like that, ready, and just basically waiting for a chair. And Ospreay picks the chair up, and then he looks at the cameraman and rushes the cameraman out. Now, this is fucking interesting. Very fucking interesting. I love this. I love the idea. You know, Ospreay turning heel something. If you've not seen Ospreay heel, he's excellent. But him going for the title as a heel, especially aligned with the Death Riders, that's insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. I love it. I love that. Obviously, if they do that, I feel like it's the most certified we're doing Kenny Ospreay, because I don't think they could do it. Maybe, I don't know. I could make a separate video on this. I could, and I honestly might. But Jesus, this is honestly phenomenal. I love the idea. I never thought of it like that. Ospreay obviously teaming up with Death Riders, and it may just be like, I might just be getting work, but Jesus, the idea of it is excellent, and the fact that they deliberately left it open-ended is very fucking cool. They didn't give it a date on the answer. I don't give a shit. And like, even at the start, like, obviously Ospreay's suffering with the neck, and Marina Shafir is like twisting his neck, and he's like, she's good like that. It's like, there's definitely benefits, and the fact that like small moments like that really make it. I enjoyed this a hell of a lot. Again, it was excellent. I feel like this is the type of content that, I'm not trying to slag WWE off, but WWE thinks they're, you know, putting on, like, you're in my way in life. Do you remember that shit? You know what I mean? Like, this is just out of this world. It's very similar to the Ospreay Darby and promo a while ago for Wrestle Dream, and then Pac just basically beats the shit out of Darby with a shot like the Batman. It's fucking peak. This is excellent. The idea of it, everything that this presents, I enjoy. Ospreay and the Death Riders could be generational. That is a scary thought if you're on the AEW roster. I adore this. This is an excellent idea. I'm very much looking forward to see how this goes. This intrigues me a lot. After this, we actually get our 10-man tag match, which is with the Young Bucks and the Rascals, all three of the Rascals, and then obviously with the Death Riders. This time it was obviously Yuta, Garcia, and Claudio, and the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors, with Gabe Kidd being injured. This match, again, you thought the last one was fun. This one's just wild. Bro, it's so hard to break down. I mean, the Rascals and the Bucks are excellent here. The Death Riders are on fucking fire too. Clark Connors, is, for me, steals it. I think Clark Connors looks great. Moxley's on commentary. Like, Yuta's hit some great moves, and then Moxley's screaming down the mic, hit a double buy! Hit a double buy! I mean, a double bicep pose. He's pissed. It's excellent. It's a really good match. It's very stereotypical for the sense of the Death Riders in a trios match, you know, where like they do, you know, the running spot where they all do the uppercut, stuff like that. The Danny Garcia being the showboat and piece of shit that he is. Yuta's got this different type of, you know, atmosphere about him, which is very refreshing. You know, and the Bucks and the Rascals, just the airtime, how quick the Rascals are. Moxley even puts that over on commentary, is insane. They're so quick, so agile that it's just, you're watching them like, wow, Jesus, that's incredible. I think I really enjoy this. Again, it's so hard to break down this one because it is so chaotic. I do think, with the Bucks, it's weird. The Bucks are in a very sticky situation because you thought they're going to go down the tag route, but they're still waiting on that, it seems. And the Rascals are kind of just your Collision Cowboys at the minute. Death Riders are obviously very much heating up another angle with Ospreay, clearly looks like. And obviously, you know, the Dogs are kind of in limbo since Gabe got injured. It's the fact that they made this and made it work for me was excellent. It was always going to work, you know, the match there on paper, who it is, and you know it just works. But I mean, just more in the sense of, I love how the Death Riders can do anything. I feel like that's what I really realized recently is, especially with this match, it's like the Death Riders could have a match like so chaotic like this, but then also have these single one-on-one bangers, and then obviously the storytelling. There's such a complete group, and that's what I think is very, very important to mention. They're very, very complete. Like Claudio, Garcia, Yuta, Moxley, and obviously Pac and Marina. They can all do both styles, ironically enough. Like Kate's angle, that's always my fucking go-to explanation with people. Like, they can do the comedy and the serious stuff, but blend it so well. It's great. I feel like that's what I love about the Death Riders, and the matches are always good. Like, AEW's got very good technical wrestlers. Very few wrestlers in the company I don't think are technically great, but the Death Riders are stacked with them, you know what I mean? And I really like it. I like this match. Again, the Bucks being in there makes it, you know, what you expect, but in a phenomenal way. Obviously, again, with the Rascals, they're doing great. It's just, honestly, it's one of those matches where it's, like I said, it's hard to break down, but I would recommend a lot of people to watch it just because it is one of those wow type of matches where you're just watching it, and it's like, it's not that it's indescribable, but it's like, wow, like a lot goes on, but it's so enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable match, and like, I think that's a great compliment to it for me, is like, not that it's not, descriptive or anything. It is definitely, someone out there with better vocabulary and stuff than me could definitely describe it. But it's an excellent match. It really is. And I implore a lot of people to watch it. I think it's a masterclass. I think it's one of those matches where, again, for a Collision where you just want these matches to go, it didn't have to be this good. That's what I think about it. It didn't have to go this hard, and it did. And again, sorry to cut it so blunt, but if you've not watched it, watch it. It is excellent. It's definitely worth your time. And honestly, I really fucking enjoyed it. It's a great match. Honestly, for a multi-man as well, great fucking match. Death Riders get the win too, which was pretty good. They're all doing the circle huddle, and they get off. Obviously, they ask Moxley about Ospreay on commentary, but Moxley's just like, it's private business, so he's not giving much away. But Jesus, very fun match. Definitely recommend it. Watch it if you haven't. Well worth your time. So after this, we actually get our backstage segment, which finally, for a bit of payoff, we got it with Statlander, Hikaru Shida, Marina Shafir, and Harley Cameron. Obviously, after the whole thing was Stat, Harley basically tries to pull Stat on it and going, look, Stat, I don't know why you won't trade me, but Shida, I don't appreciate what you're saying. And she, behind my back, and then Mina's like, apologize to her now. And then Shida just says, I'm apologized that I didn't say it to your face, says it, and then basically says, we're going to prove how much she basically says to Harley, you're not on our level. She's right. And then she goes, she basically goes, we're going to do what you can't do, and we're going to beat Divine Dominion for the titles. At this moment, Stat's like, just what the fuck, and just walks off. So there's definitely some tension, obviously, brewing there. She, she's in a rock and a hard place. She doesn't help herself, don't get me wrong. But, it's the world she's made. And then, basically, after that, we get our Stat squash match. Now, squash match, this is why I don't call them squash matches. This is very much a showcase match. This is Stat versus Becca, but spelled with a B3, and then, as you expect. It's a very... honestly, it's one-sided, but Becca got a lot in. She got a lot in here. And, I didn't expect her to get this much in. It's very much, a one-and-done type of deal. And normally you get a bit extended times ones, but, this one, she got a lot in. And then, as soon as Stat hit the Saturday Night Fever, it was over. But then Sheeta's out for the match, obviously, right? I thought they were going to do the angle where Sheeta saves Stat, to kind of reimburse that. But they don't. But then when she's walking out, so Sheeta's, happy that Stat won. But then Stat walks out just ignoring it, and Sheeta tries to play it out, going, yeah, and walks away. So that was that. It basically was a short match. Becca looked great, though. I think she's really good. She's definitely interesting here. Don't know if you want to sign her up or not, but she got a lot in. I didn't expect her to get that much in, and honestly, she did it well. It was definitely a lot agile, a lot of smoothness to it, which I really enjoyed. So for an enhancement talent to get that type of, recognition early on just from the naked eye, there you go. You know what I mean? Definitely worth it. But after that, we actually get the Divine Dominion backstage answering the call from Stat and Shida, essentially confirming it. We get the match confirmed for last night, Divine Dominion. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen Megan Bay in ages. So we get that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's a match confirmed for last night. This entire thing with Stat building up, there's definitely going to be there has to be a payoff. I don't know what it is, but you got the building it to a payoff. I don't know if it involves Stat fully turning heel. I like the slowness of it. I think it builds more intrigue, and I think that's what's really interesting. But with the Harley stuff, it's about time we paid that bit off. Mina's obviously, in there too. Sheeta's definitely up to some shit. I hope we get more... I don't know. Yeah, I think Sheeta's great. She's so good. So all of them are, but Sheeta's brilliant here. That I feel like there's got to be something there. I'd like to see Sheeta... I don't know what I want from Sheeta. I don't know if Sheeta to go... I don't want Sheeta to change, if that makes sense. I don't. I think Sheeta's great the way she is. I really enjoy it. Honestly, I like this match a lot. I thought it was really... Well, this whole little... bulk of segments, I thought it was good little payoff, and hopefully with the tag titles, I think that's definitely going to be a development for this story, for sure, 100%. Next, we get our match with, you mess with the ball, you get the horns. Roosh Toro Blanco versus Adam Priest, of Dan, my kid. I forgot Tommy Billington. Obviously, I forgot about that little link. This is great. I mean, they're really big on Roosh again. Roosh gets the win. You forget how stiff Roosh is. Roosh is over. He's always been over when he gets in ring. He's got a lot of stuff. You get mess with the bull, you get the horn, stuff like that. And that's the thing with Roosh. She's a very interesting wrestler. It just sucks that, it's Roosh sometimes. But, I don't know. Adam Priest gets some stuff in, but it's very much, after a certain point, I mean, after the, Roosh does the whole arm in the air spot, it feels very much... Roosh is just going to kill him, and he does. Knees, kicks, mess with the ball, you get the horns. I love saying it. It's so good. And he loves how over it is too. That's what I like. Rush has got great facial expressions because he's such a dick. And I don't know if that's, just because he is a dick. But you know what I mean? I love Rush. As a wrestler, I do. And Rush gets the win. Asks for the mic. And basically says, Rush, he basically just says the catchphrase again. With this, Rush now, they advertised that Rush is going to be on Dynamite as well. It's evident as hell to me they're doing Rush versus Darby as a title match. I'm going to say it here now. They're doing Rush and Darby after the match, after Brody. That's what they're going to do. They're big on Rush again. I think they're kind of running back some classic Darby matches, obviously, with Brody being a big one, Ciampa would be in a first time. But then obviously Rush makes sense. They had a great match a while ago. There's a lot going on with Rush. I don't know where we go with him after that, but I like the last few weeks where he's just been showcased on Dynamite. Again, Rush is a very specific case that I like as a wrestler, but there's obviously his other issues. But I don't know. The match is great. Adam Priest, it's nice to see too. I do like Adam Priest. I think there's a lot there, but Rush just dominates him. Again, I think they're going to give Rush Darby. I want to just kind of say that because I want to be right, and I really want to be like, oh, I didn't say it was last week. I feel like I've just felt that as soon as that happens, like they're going to give him Darby. Not against that, but either way, match was good. Rush looks great. What you expect? Not going to complain. I like Rush. You mess with the ball, you'll get the horns. However, for me, the second highlight of the night for me, we got Okada and Takeshita both acknowledging each other in their promos, but not face to face, but backstage after Takeshita doing a promo backstage after Dynamite, and then Okada doing one, Collision. Basically, Takeshita's like, Okada, I wanted to keep I'm not going to do this in front of everyone for family, but I want you at, obviously, basically piping up the double or nothing match. The key thing is people put it out, obviously, on Twitter and stuff. He's wearing the shirt that Callis gave him after he turned on Kenny. Bro, Takeshita's out that family. He's fucking confirmed that 100% after doing that. He's winding Okada up, going, bitch. Stuff like that. It cuts to Okada. Okada's done the rage baiting. Okada's swearing, ranting, and raving in Japanese. His head is gone. He's pissed. He is pissed. Takeshita, blah, blah, and then just goes into Japanese, rambling, screaming. Oh, I don't get how people aren't into this feud. I'm into it. I've always have been. I'm not scared of you. Oh my god, it's so good. It's such a great feud. It's both wrestlers, some of the best. I'm all for it, bro. But the development of it being switched, Takeshita being like that piece of shit, like winding Okada up, but Okada not being able to handle it, is very interesting. It's very cool. I like that. Again, they need to do a segment with, because, bear in mind, Double or Nothing's a while away. I think it's still a month away. And for me, you can't just have this build, like this feud. It's one of your bigger matches on Double or Nothing, don't forget. Going through just on promos, I want an actual, not a match, but I want something to happen. I want to cast it out of the family before this. I would have had that advertised for Dynamite, but I don't know. Either way, I love the Takeshita Okada stuff. I'm all for this. I really enjoyed this. More of this, please, Tony. More of this. After this, we actually get our women's tag team match with our women's world champion Tekla and her stablemate Sky Blue versus Alex Windsor and CMLL Women's World Champion Persephone coming over from here with her dual contract. This match is fun. It's always nice to see Persephone. Tekla's great. You all know I love Tekla. Sky Blue gets a lot of moments here, which is good. She's really good at heat seeking. Windsor, you forget how good Windsor is. I really do realize how good Windsor is, frankly. I think Windsor's a phenomenal wrestler. I do. I think the match is good. It definitely feels crammed in the middle of things, and that's what I don't think it benefits. But it's a good match nonetheless. The main thing for me is obviously after the match. Tekla's funny as hell throughout it, what you expect. Like the chant the name, like Tekla, and she goes, "That's my name, baby." Yeah, yes it is. And then Tekla just entertains me. I think she's hilarious. Winter gets put through it. Persephone gets a good hot tag. She gets put over. But the finish is the main thing for me. I think not a lot of people talk about this. So, the finish, obviously, Julia Hart comes in and she sprays the mist at Persephone as she's about to get the win. The Triangle of Madness, essentially, Tekla and Sky get the win. But then, obviously, Persephone's been, sprayed with the mist. Now, I think, Persephone's, selling it well, by the way. She's selling it really well. I wonder if they're gonna... I wonder if they're gonna go down the horror gimmick with Persephone, because if you don't remember, that's how Julia Hart became how Julia Hart is, and same with Sky Blue. So I don't know if they're gonna go down that route. I really don't. I think that could be a very interesting way to go. I like Persephone a lot. I think Persephone's brilliant. And she's so young too. So I feel like there's a lot there, but I think that's something to look out on. I wouldn't be against that. I really wouldn't, because Persephone is obviously dual contract, and she doesn't make that many appearances. But that could be really interesting. I think that could be a really interesting. I don't know if I want her in the triangle. Maybe if you got, I don't know what you do with it, but either way, I think that could definitely be an interesting route. But Windsor getting more minutes. I like Alex Windsor a lot. Tekla's brilliant, as we all know. Sky Blue getting without tie to Julia Hart's always better. Persephone's great. This is a very interesting match too. But I wonder what we could do going forward with Tekla, because we need to build her an opponent. I don't know if we're going to do Persephone. I don't know, because that's what I thought we were going to do going into the match. But it doesn't look like it, so I don't know. I feel like the opponent for Tekla is still up, kind of getting chosen. So either way, I hope they choose someone good. But Persephone being sprayed by the mist is very much something I'm interested in seeing how that goes further forward. I really am. However, match of the night, easy, called it. Jack Perry versus El Clon. Fucking hell, unbelievable. El Clon's the best. Jack Perry's unbelievable. Bro, El Clon is just actually ridiculous. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, bro. He'll kick the ropes. He'll just do these mad, like, he's so intricate. He's so unique. I adore the guy. He's so good. Like, bro, I know he does, like, these specific kicks, but, like, and he spams the emotes, as we all know. I love that. I just find him excellent. And, like, he delivers things so differently. Like, even Jack Perry's a great guy for him to go up against, by the way. National champ. But obviously, it's a great guy. Like, Jack Perry's no slouch in ring. I feel like people forget how good he is in ring. But Jesus, El Clon does mogs. I mean, Jesus. El Clon just, the kicks, the flips, just everything about El Clon I love. Like, I just don't know what it is. It's the presentation. It's the unique. It's just, like, little things. He adds so much extra shit into it. And I like during the match, he goes basically for his, like, basically a run and knee type of finisher type of deal. And he's in the corner looking, and Shivani, I think it was Shivani or Excalibur, going, oh, he's downloading. I'm like, that's fucking peak. Like, if you've not seen El Clon's been copying other luchadors, mainly Mystico and CMLL with the mask, that's peak. So he's not just copying hologram. Great idea to develop. If that's the idea where he's copying other wrestlers' moves and shit, which I think he does attempt to in this one, it's genius. It's a genius gimmick. It's a great wrestler. Everything about it, bro. Honestly, El Clon's one of my favorites on the roster. I really do mean that. Every time El Clon appears, in terms of how he wrestles, just the presentation, everything about it, like, every way possible. I think the guy's hilarious. The spam and the emote. I think he's brilliant in ring. I think there's something so special there. And again, El Clon had no reason. I've made a separate video on El Clon before, so I just want to touch on it again. This man was made as a fucking hologram antagonist, and he's just evolved so much more. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I adore El Clon. He's one of my favourites again. I really hope we get to see more of him. I wouldn't have been against him winning here against Perry for the national belt. Perry obviously does get the win, but Jesus, this match was excellent. It really was. Perry does great here too, by the way. He does this weird, like, 619 type of move where it's through the post, though. It's really cool, actually. But Jesus, El Clon, I mean, what more do I have to say about the guy? He's excellent. He really is excellent. I mean, I don't want to say you need to push him, because I feel like where he's at now, it impresses enough. But I'd like to see him more. I think El Clon just does everything El Clon does for me. He does it so well and so efficiently. And just frankly, like, I just think there's something special with the guy. I do. I think there's a lot there. I think how he's molded this gimmick, everything about it, it's impressive. It really is. And I hope to God, I hope we get something out of it. I do, because the guy is sensational. So is Perry. Perry's great, but God, El Clon is the fucking man. Jesus Christ, what a guy. After this, we actually get the Ops backstage, which obviously it's Joe and Hook back. Obviously, Shabbat's on the camera. I love how it comes back. Obviously, it's following Joe's return. And he goes, Joe just goes, hey, speak and spell. How you doing, man? He calls Shabbat to speak and spell, obviously, with the auto-translate. That's brilliant. Basically, and he goes, what's been going on? So Hook and Hook's going, I've been recruiting. And then I thought Joe was just going to bring it up straight away. But then Bowens obviously interrupts and goes, Hook, you said it'd be this week. It's this week. Where the hell am I? And he goes, am I in the ops or not? And he goes, well, I'm not going to lie, you was, but there's no vacancies left. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because Bowman comes in aggressive, and then Joe jumps in and he goes, yeah, did you not hear him? Was he not clear enough? Basically, front of him, he goes, there's no vacancies left because we found our new recruit. And then, Joe walks off, and then Bowman's just looking at Hook quite smug, and, Hook tries to play it off, going, you work, you earned it, but, just bullshit. Bro, Joe needs to slime him out. Bro, I don't give a fuck. Joe, kill him. Kill that fucker. Oh my god, I love him. I love Joe. Joe's one of my favorites. Shibata not being on screen. But Jesus, I'm happy. The Ops had a lot of potential, and obviously what happened with Hobbs is a big loss, but Jesus, they have a lot more going there. Bowen's being in it, I mean, what the fuck are we doing? But Jesus, I mean, Joe being back's a huge benefit. Obviously, that, if this leads to genuinely a story of Hook getting slammed out, I'm all for it. But Jesus, just give me Shibata. Just give me that fucking, oh my god, my favorite Japanese wrestler of all time. Honestly, I adore Shibata. Just, Jesus, I just want more Shibata. Is that too much to ask? Probably, but shut up. I love him. He's my favorite. But Joe's back. That's a goat. That's a goat right there. However, our main event is next. We get Jericho and the Hate Syndicate, obviously Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP, against the Demand Ricochet, Toa Leona, and Bishop Khan. The match was good. The match was good. It wasn't, insane. Jericho does a sick-ass dive, when he does, the before it. That's pretty cool. Shelton and Bobby look good here. I did enjoy that. They rush straight away. I do like MVPs on commentary, obviously. Toa Leona gets a lot in here, obviously, as you expect, but, a lot of feats of strength over him, like Bobby, Shelton, and even Jericho tries to lift him up. I feel like it felt a very much, Ricochet's great at it, as you expect, but it felt very, I don't know, I think the matches before it just kind of trumped it. I feel like, again, for me, obviously, I'm always going to enjoy the Perry match more with Clon, obviously, but not that I didn't give this match a chance, it's never going to, it's always going to fall a bit flat for me, unfortunate positioning problems. But Jesus, I feel like, for me, what was good about it was Ricochet's just being a shithead, and they really feel like they're calling back to the Hate Syndicate versus the Demand again, which, I thought there was a lot more legs left in that. I do. Obviously, the injuries didn't help. But Ricochet really bringing them back up. I don't know if that's something we're going to go back down again. But it's very what you expect, this match. Jericho does get beat again. What I do like is, basically, Ricochet's getting in the walls again. Because Jericho goes to do it on Toa Leona, and so that was pretty cool, actually. But Jericho gets Ricochet in the walls. Then the Hate Syndicate are distracted. And then when they do that, basically Toa Leona drags Ricochet to the ropes, which is brilliant heat seek. And then Ricochet basically hits the Rico Salt, or the Lion Salt as he calls it now, on Jericho and gets the win. The Hate Syndicate look like, oh fuck. So I think there's going to be a lot more of this going down the road. I think Jericho being with the Hate Syndicate works. I actually am not against that. I think it's a way to get the Hate Syndicate on TV again. Obviously Ricochet and the Demands going up against, Jericho and the Hate Syndicate works again. There's a lot there. There is a lot there, and I think there's now just more time we need to just establish it, because I don't want Ricochet locked up in the Jericho feud, especially with Toa Leona and Bishop Khan there. Again, the trios belts are there, but Jesus, I feel like if it just kind of morphs into the Hate Syndicate with Jericho kind of being phased out, I'm all for that. That could be cool too. But either way, I enjoyed this. Again, it's weird seeing Jericho being pretty decent, considering how he was before he left, which, it's always nice. I'm always a fan of Jericho, I'll say what I say. But Ricochet here, great. Toa Leona, great. Oh, everyone's great here, you know what I mean? There's definitely more legs left in this. Obviously, this is how they ended off in the night. But I wonder how much it falls into being a Hate Syndicate versus Demand again, and more a Jericho versus Demand again, if that makes sense. That's what I'm looking forward to. But the win over Ricochet eventually for Jericho is going to hit. I think the obvious call is no outside interference. Everyone bad from ringside match for Jericho and Ricochet. That could be fun. But I don't know if you do that for Double or Nothing. But either way, very fun match. Good way to end it off too. That's what I think. Good way to end off that Collision. Really good Collision. So yeah, that was my thoughts for Collision this week. What did I think? Honestly, I thought it was a really good show. I think, again, there was a lot of big things for me. The Ospreay Death Riders, Obviously, El Clon, Jack Perry was excellent. The Bucks and Death Riders match with the Rasclaz. Even the Conglomeration stuff, FTR confirming it. You know, the Statlander setup with Shida's really big too. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. I feel like the positioning of the card, again, for me, I know I've got bias in it, but I really would have put El Clon and Jack Perry as main event. It's a title match, or even the women, the tag match. That could have been fun too. But I feel like it was a really good Collision. Again, the Okada stuff was brilliant too. So there's a lot here. Again, very rare a Collision for me feels like it's, I don't want to say not earned, but I don't know. I was going to say that Kevin Knight should have defended the belt, but I mean, he's got the match against Max, so that makes sense. But either way, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this Collision a lot. Honestly, I did. I feel like, you know, good amounts of title matches, good amounts of feuds. You know, not too many squash matches, not too many promos. It was a very nice balance. Again, the only thing I would say maybe is the position and the stuff on the card, but that's biased with, you know, I like El Clon. So maybe, but either way, solid ass Collision, really good, and it makes me more hyped for Dynamite this week, and it's always Collision's role. Don't forget, that's always Collision's role, and the wrestling on there is obviously good too. So they're very, very good Collision. Honestly, it serves its purpose very well and delivered what it needed to. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Collision this week. Let me know what you think down below. What was your highlight tonight? What do you think of Ospreay and the Death Riders? That's obviously the talking point. I might even make a separate video on that. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm sorry if this is late. Obviously, you know, I don't know. I'm recording this like, what, 7:30, 8? I don't fucking know, on Sunday. So I might not even get this out till Monday. But either way, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But hope everyone enjoyed Collision.